The crash landing. The salvage alarm screamed through Marcus Kane's ship as he watched the small escape pod spiral toward the asteroid mining station. Smoke poured from its hull, and the emergency beacon flashed desperately in the cold vacuum of space. Marcus had seen plenty of crashes in his 15 years as a salvage captain, but something about this one felt different. "Another day, another rescue," he muttered, guiding his ship toward the station's docking bay. The pod had already crashed into the lower levels, leaving a trail of twisted metal and sparks. Marcus grabbed his emergency kit and headed down to the crash site. The air was thick with smoke and the acrid smell of burned electronics. He found the pod wedged between two support beams, its hull cracked open like an egg. Inside, he discovered something extraordinary. She was unlike any alien species he had encountered before. Her skin held a subtle blue shimmer that seemed to pulse with her heartbeat, and her hair was silver white, cascading past her shoulders. She wore a torn flight suit that looked more expensive than anything Marcus had seen in the outer colonies. Most striking were her eyes. When they fluttered open, they were the color of deep ocean, filled with intelligence and pain. She spoke in a language he didn't recognize, her voice melodic despite her obvious distress. Marcus knelt beside her, checking for injuries. Her left arm was badly burned, and there was a deep gash across her forehead. "Easy there," Marcus said gently, using the universal hand signals for peace. "I'm here to help." The woman struggled to sit up, her eyes darting around frantically. She grabbed Marcus's wrist with surprising strength, speaking urgently in her alien tongue. Her grip was warm, almost electric. Marcus activated his translator device, waiting for it to process her language. After a few moments, her words became clear. "They cannot find me," she gasped, her accent exotic and beautiful. "Please, they cannot know I am here." "Who's looking for you?" Marcus asked, helping her to her feet. She studied his face carefully, as if deciding whether to trust him. "Hunters. They have been chasing me across 3 star systems." Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. Whoever this woman was, she was in serious trouble. And now, by helping her, he might be too.
Hidden Truths. Marcus carried the injured alien woman to his ship's medical bay, her weight surprisingly light in his arms. She winced as he set her on the examination table, but her ocean blue eyes never left his face. There was something regal about her bearing, even in her weakened state. "What's your name?" Marcus asked while scanning her injuries with the medical scanner. "Zara," she replied softly. "Zara Vex." The scanner revealed several broken ribs along with the burns and cuts he could see. Marcus began treating her wounds, noting how her skin seemed to heal faster than any human's would. When their hands accidentally touched while he bandaged her arm, he felt that strange electric sensation again. "You are not like other humans I have met," Zara said, watching him work with careful eyes. "And you're not like any alien I've rescued," Marcus replied. "Most refugees don't have hunters from 3 star systems after them." Zara's expression darkened. "My people. We were part of a great empire once, but there was a war, a betrayal. Those who survived scattered across the galaxy." She paused, touching a small pendant at her throat. "Some of us carry secrets that others would kill for." Marcus finished treating her wounds and offered her clean clothes. When she emerged from the washroom wearing his oversized shirt, he felt his breath catch. Even injured and exhausted, she was stunning. "Why are you helping me?" Zara asked, settling beside him in the ship's common area. "You could turn me over to these hunters for a reward." "Not my style," Marcus said, handing her a cup of hot tea. "Besides, I've never been one to side with bullies." Their fingers brushed as she took the cup, and Marcus felt that electric tingle again. Zara's cheeks darkened to a deeper blue, and he wondered if that was how her species blushed. "On my world," she said quietly, "we have a saying, 'Trust is the first gift of the heart.' You have given me that gift, Marcus Kane." "How did you know my last name?" Marcus asked, surprised. Zara smiled for the first time, and it transformed her entire face. "Your ship's registration was visible when you rescued me. I memorized details quickly." As evening settled over the station, Marcus prepared a makeshift bed for Zara in the guest quarters. She caught his hand as he turned to leave. "Marcus," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "I need you to know that staying near me is dangerous. If they find me here, then we'll deal with that when it happens," Marcus said, squeezing her hand gently. "Get some rest, Zara. Tomorrow we'll figure out our next move." But as he watched her sleep, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that Zara Vex was hiding something much bigger than she was telling him.
The Royal Secret. 3 days passed in peaceful routine. Zara's injuries healed remarkably fast, and Marcus found himself looking forward to their conversations over meals. She was intelligent, funny, and surprisingly knowledgeable about human culture. But he noticed she was always careful about revealing details of her own background. On the 4th evening, while they watched the stars from the observation deck, Zara suddenly stiffened. "What is it?" Marcus asked, following her gaze to where 3 sleek ships approached the station. "They've found me," Zara whispered, her face pale. She turned to Marcus with desperate eyes. "There is something I must tell you before they arrive." She reached for her pendant and pressed a hidden catch. It opened to reveal a small holographic projector that displayed the emblem of a royal house, a star surrounded by 2 moons. "My real name is Zara Vexthara. I am the last surviving princess of the Vexthai Empire." Marcus stared at the hologram, then at Zara. "You're royalty?" "My family ruled 12 worlds before the betrayal. My brother sold us out to the Galactic Consortium for power. He ordered the execution of our entire bloodline, but I escaped." Tears ran down her cheeks. "I carry the genetic codes to unlock our empire's greatest weapon. That is why they hunt me." Marcus reached out and cupped her face gently, wiping away her tears. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because everyone who knows the truth tries to use me. But you cared for me when you thought I was nobody." The intensity in her eyes made Marcus's heart race. Slowly, he leaned closer until their foreheads touched. "You're not nobody to me," whispered. Zara's hands found his chest, her fingers tracing the fabric of his shirt. "On my world, we have another saying: the heart knows no boundaries between stars." Their lips met in a kiss that was gentle at first, then deeper as Zara pulled him closer. Her skin felt warm and soft, and Marcus could taste the salt of her tears mixed with something uniquely her. When they finally separated, both were breathing heavily. "Marcus," Zara said, her voice husky with emotion, "if we do not survive what comes next, I want you to know that these have been the happiest days of my life." Before Marcus could respond, the station shuddered as the hunter ships docked forcefully. Alarms began blaring throughout the corridors. "This way," Marcus said, grabbing Zara's hand. "I know these tunnels better than anyone." As they ran through the maintenance passages, Zara's pendant began glowing with an inner light, and Marcus realized that loving a princess came with a price he was only beginning to understand.
Battle and escape. The hunters moved through the station with military precision. Marcus could hear their heavy boots echoing through the corridors as he led Zara through the maze of maintenance tunnels. Her pendant continued to glow brighter, and he noticed her skin was beginning to shimmer with the same light. "Zara, what's happening to you?" Marcus whispered as they paused at a junction. "The pendant responds to extreme emotion," she explained, her voice strained. "It activates dormant abilities in my bloodline." They reached Marcus's ship just as the first hunter rounded the corner. The alien warrior was massive, covered in dark armor with glowing red eyes visible through his helmet. Princess Zara Vextara, the hunter called out in accented Galactic standard. Your brother, Prince Kevix, sends his regards. Tell my brother he will never have what he seeks, Zara replied, stepping protectively in front of Marcus. The hunter raised his weapon, but Zara's pendant suddenly blazed with brilliant light. Energy crackled from her fingertips, striking the hunter and sending him crashing into the wall. Marcus stared in amazement as more hunters appeared and Zara's powers grew stronger. "Get to the ship!" Zara shouted, her hair whipping around her face as energy swirled through the air. Marcus fired up the engines while Zara held off their attackers. Beams of pure light shot from her hands, creating a barrier that the hunters couldn't penetrate. But Marcus could see the effort was draining her quickly. "Zara, come on!" he called from the pilot seat. She sprinted up the ramp just as her powers flickered and died. The ship launched into space with hunter vessels in pursuit. "Those abilities," Marcus said as they dodged laser fire, "they're why your brother wants you dead." "The Vexthai bloodline can channel stellar energy," Zara explained, collapsing into the co-pilot seat. "With enough training, we can power entire fleets or destroy them." A direct hit rocked the ship, and Marcus realized they were outgunned. "Zara, I need to tell you something too," he said, executing a dangerous barrel roll. "I love you." Zara's eyes widened. "Marcus, you cannot love me. My world, my responsibilities." "I don't care about any of that," Marcus interrupted, reaching for her hand while piloting with the other. "I care about you." Another blast shook the ship, damaging their engines. They were losing speed and the hunters were closing in. "There," Zara pointed, to a nebula ahead. "If we can reach the gas clouds, their sensors will be useless." "It's too risky," Marcus said. "The electromagnetic storms could fry our systems." Zara leaned over and kissed him firmly. "Trust me," she whispered against his lips. Marcus felt that electric sensation again, stronger than ever. "Always," he said, and pushed the ship into the swirling nebula. Lightning crackled around them as they disappeared into the cosmic storm, leaving the frustrated hunters behind in clear space.
New beginnings. The nebula's electromagnetic storms provided perfect cover, but they also trapped Marcus and Zara in a deadly maze of gas clouds and lightning. Their ship drifted powerless while the electrical systems slowly regenerated. "We cannot hide forever," Zara said, watching the swirling colors outside their viewport. "My brother will not stop hunting me." Marcus worked on the damaged navigation console. "Then maybe it's time to stop running." "What do you mean?" Zara asked, moving to stand beside him. "You said your people scattered across the galaxy. What if we found them, united them?" Zara's expression brightened with hope, then clouded with doubt. "It would be almost impossible, and incredibly dangerous." "Good thing I'm a salvage expert," Marcus said with a grin. "I specialize in finding lost things." Their conversation was interrupted by the proximity alarms. 3 ships had entered the nebula, not hunters, but an entirely different design. "Those are Vexthai vessels," Zara breathed, her pendant beginning to glow softly. The lead ship hailed them. "Unknown vessel, identify yourselves." Zara moved to the communications panel. "This is Princess Zara Vexthara, daughter of Emperor Thane, heir to the stellar crown." Silence stretched for long moments before the reply came. "My princess! We thought you were dead. We are Captain Neth and the remnants of the Royal Guard. We have searched for you for 3 years." Tears of joy streamed down Zara's face. "Captain Neth trained me in combat when I was a child," she explained to Marcus.
Forever among the stars. 6 months after the formation of the Free Star Alliance, Marcus and Zara stood on the bridge of their flagship as it approached a pristine blue-green world in the outer spiral. Below them lay Terra Nova, the first planet to officially join their growing confederation of free worlds. "The colony ships are requesting permission to begin landing," reported Commander Yilix, a former royal guard who had become Zara's most trusted advisor. "Granted," Zara replied, her voice carrying the confidence of a true leader. The pendant at her throat glowed softly with contentment rather than crisis. Marcus watched his wife with admiration. In half a year, she had transformed from a hunted refugee into the founding mother of what many were calling the most promising alliance in the galaxy. But more importantly to him, she had become his partner in every sense of the word. "The Terran Federation has sent another diplomatic envoy," he told her, reviewing the latest communications. "They want to discuss trade agreements." "And the Kytherian Collective?" Zara asked, moving to stand beside him at the tactical display. "Still interested in our defensive pact," Marcus confirmed. "It seems your brother's empire is making everyone nervous." Prince Kevix had not given up his hunt for Zara, but his brutal methods had turned many worlds against him. The Vex-Thai Empire was crumbling from within as entire systems declared independence. "Speaking of family, I have something to tell you," Zara said with a mysterious smile. Marcus looked up from his reports, noting the unusual brightness in her ocean blue eyes. "What is it?" Zara took his hands in hers, and he felt that familiar electric tingle, stronger than ever before. "Our family is about to grow," she whispered. Marcus's eyes widened as understanding dawned. "You mean—" "Vex-Thai pregnancies are detected early through energy changes in our biosignatures. Our child will be born with the combined heritage of both our peoples." Marcus lifted her off her feet, spinning her around as joy filled his heart. When he set her down, they were both laughing and crying at the same time. "Will the Alliance accept a half-human heir?" Marcus asked, suddenly concerned. The Alliance was founded on the principle that love transcends species. Our child will be living proof of that ideal. 3 days later, they held their wedding ceremony on Terra Nova's largest moon, with representatives from dozens of worlds in attendance. Zara wore a gown that seemed to be woven from starlight itself, while Marcus chose the formal uniform of the Alliance fleet. Captain Neth performed the Vex-Thai bonding ritual, while an Earth chaplain spoke the human vows. When they exchanged rings, Zara's pendant blazed with such brilliant light that it could be seen from the planet's surface. "By the power vested in me by the Free Star Alliance, I pronounce you bonded for all eternity. May your love guide the stars themselves." As they kissed, a shower of rainbow lights fell around them, a traditional Vex-Thai blessing that occurred when the universe itself approved of a union. Months later, as their daughter took her first breath aboard the flagship's medical bay, Marcus marveled at how perfectly she combined both parents' features. Her skin held the subtle blue shimmer of her mother's people, but her eyes were definitely human brown. When she grasped his finger with tiny hands, he felt that electric tingle pass between them. "She has the gift," Zara said softly, exhausted but glowing with happiness. "She will be able to channel stellar energy like me, but also possess human intuition and adaptability." "What should we name her?" Marcus asked, cradling his daughter gently. Zara smiled. "Nova, because she represents a new beginning for all our peoples." Baby Nova gurgled happily, her tiny pendant already beginning to glow with inherited power. Outside their viewports, the stars seemed to shine brighter than ever before. The Free Star Alliance continued to grow, bringing hope and freedom to worlds that had known only oppression. And at its heart was a love story that had begun with a simple rescue and grown to encompass the galaxy itself. Marcus kissed his wife's forehead as she slept, their daughter nestled between them. He had started as a salvage captain, looking for valuable scrap, but had found something infinitely more precious, a family among the stars, and a love that would echo through the cosmos for generations to come.